lives as the undercover child sex trafficking sting snares 3 men now facing federal charges and life in prison. Updated 2:57 p.m. Today 8:12 a.m. 104 shares by John Luciu J. Luciu at penlive.com. Project Safe Childhood, a federal child sex trafficking sting, has resulted in serious charges against 3 men in separate cases that could land them in prison for the rest of their lives. As the Morning Call of Allentown reports, Philip Schmaldenst, 44, of Lehigh County, Lorenz Quiambao, 39, of Easton, and Robert Jews, 34, of Monroe County, are each charged with 1 count of attempted sex trafficking of a child and 1 count of attempted enticement of a minor. Indictments filed Monday in U.S. District Court in Scranton say the men attempted on September 24 to 25 to entice minors online to engage in sex acts for money. As an example of the allegations in the separate cases, U.S. Attorney David Freed issued a press release stating that one of the suspects, Jews, allegedly tried to get a minor to engage in sexual activity with him via online communications, and also attempted to get the minor to engage in a commercial sex act. The Morning Call points out that a spokeswoman for the U.S. Attorney's Office said that although the 3 men were arrested in the same operation, the men are not co-defendants in the coming court case. An attorney for Jews said he could not comment on the charges. Lawyers for Schmaldenst and Quiambao did not return phone calls, the call reported. The maximum penalty for the offences is life in prison, with a mandatory 15-year minimum prison term. The cases were investigated by the FBI in Philadelphia, with state and local law enforcement assisting. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Street John is prosecuting all 3 cases, the call reported. Project Safe Childhood is described as a nationwide initiative launched in May 2006 by the Department of Justice to combat the growing epidemic of child sexual exploitation and abuse. Led by the United States Attorney's Offices and the Criminal Division's Child Exploitation and Obscenity Section, Project Safe Childhood marshals federal, state and local resources to locate, apprehend and prosecute individuals who sexually exploit children, and to identify and rescue the victims. Breaking now. Man accused of pulling woman from car, shoving her down after fender bender in bar parking lot. Male carrier. Leading Trump administration officials are signing a safety pledge Tuesday in a campaign with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to combat online child exploitation that can lead to child trafficking. Presidential advisor Ivanka Trump, Attorney General William P. Barr, and Acting Secretary of Homeland Security Chad Wolf represented the administration during a webinar with the nonprofit center. This initiative aims to provide free resources to help parents, educators, and other caregivers learn more about the risks that children face online and bring awareness to the dangers of child trafficking, a White House official said in a statement. Top stories: Treasury reports rebut Biden's totally false claims about Hunter's cash haul. Chris Rock. Three men from Lehigh, Monroe, and Northampton counties indicted on attempted child sex trafficking charges. 3 men from Lehigh, Monroe, and Northampton counties indicted on attempted child sex Men from Lehigh, Monroe, and Northampton counties have been charged separately with attempted child sex trafficking in cases stemming from an undercover operation, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Scranton said. Indictments filed Monday in U.S. District Court in Scranton say the men attempted on September the 24th and 25th to entice minors online to engage in sex acts for money. Philip Schmaldenst, 44, of Lehigh County, Lorenz Quiambao, 39, of Easton, and Robert Jews, 34, of Monroe County, are each charged with 1 count of attempted sex trafficking of a child and 1 count of attempted enticement of a minor. A spokeswoman for the U.S. Attorney's Office said that although they were arrested in the same operation, the men are not co-defendants. An attorney for Jews said he could not comment on the charges. Lawyers for Schmaldenst and Quiambao did not immediately return phone calls. The maximum penalty for the offences is life in prison with a mandatory 15-year minimum prison term. The cases were investigated by the FBI in Philadelphia, with state and local law enforcement in Monroe County. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Street John is prosecuting all 3 cases. Morning Call reporter Peter Hall can be reached at 610-820-6581 or peter.hall@mcall.com. Copyright symbol 2020 The Morning Call, Allentown, PA. Heroic activist wins top humanitarian award for rescuing girls from trafficking. Mylan Vergara Perez is the UNHCR's 2020 Nansen Refugee Award winner. Why global citizens should care. Human trafficking strips people of their basic human rights and makes it extremely difficult for them to escape poverty. The United Nations Global Goal 5 aims to protect all women and girls from exploitation and sexual violence. You can join us and take on this issue here. A decades-long advocate against the trafficking and exploitation of children is finally getting the recognition that she deserves. Mylan Vergara Perez, Caribbean Regional Coordinator for the Colombian nonprofit Renaissance Foundation, received the 2020 Nansen Refugee Award on Thursday, according to a news release. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, honored her for outstanding service to forcibly displaced people during a virtual ceremony. As the 2020 recipient, Vergara Perez joins more than 82 other Nansen Refugee Award laureates since it was established in 1954. She will now lead a team to work closely with the child protection group Colombian Family Welfare Institute. Take the quiz. Test your knowledge. Gender-based violence. 2,712 of 5,000 actions. Filippo Grandi, the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, applauded Vergara Perez's bravery and selflessness. She embodies the essence of this award, said Grandi, according to the release. Her unwavering dedication has saved the lives of hundreds of refugee children and restored their hopes for a better future. The Renaissance Foundation has helped more than 22,000 children and adolescents that have survived gender-based and sexual violence, as well as sexual exploitation since launching in 1988. Vergara Perez has dedicated more than 20 years to rescuing exploited and trafficked children in Colombia. She has put her safety at risk and walked through rural areas in northeast Colombia where trafficking and smuggling are rampant. Their bodies have been so maltreated, so abused, so exploited that they feel alienated from those bodies, as if they don't belong to them, said Vergara Perez, according to the release. Trafficking can have short and long-term negative impacts on children's mental, emotional, and physical health and access to education. Vergara Perez also helped pass 2 landmark laws in Colombia in 2009 that require a 14-year minimum prison sentence for anyone found guilty of assisting in child sexual exploitation, and hold business owners accountable if they allow child trafficking on their premises. Child trafficking and sexual exploitation are especially common in Colombia's tourist cities and illegal gold mining areas, according to the Thomson Reuters Foundation. Between 2013 and 2018, 7,500 children were reported to be sexual exploitation victims, but the actual rate is likely higher. Most cases go unpunished, with only 19 people convicted of human trafficking in 2018, putting even more children and women at risk. Migrant women and children who are fleeing Venezuela's humanitarian crises are particularly vulnerable to sexual exploitation and trafficking while seeking refuge in Colombia. Tighter border restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic have also pushed many migrants to use illegal crossings. Related stories. August 30, 2018. Thomson Reuters Foundation. Venezuela's crisis has put women
Mi nombre es Mayerlin Vergara Pérez. Tenemos un equipo que trabaja en calle, que va hasta los establecimientos nocturnos de prostitución, en donde empezamos a identificar cientos de niños y niñas migrantes, refugiados, en condiciones de alta vulnerabilidad. Nos dimos a la tarea de poder tener la posibilidad de atenderlos en una casa, hogar, donde ellos pudieran sentirse tranquilos. Ellos necesitan una persona que las escuche, que los escuche, que pueda generar un ambiente de confianza con ellos y con ellas. Creo que ha sido una lucha incansable, pero que cuando vemos los resultados entendemos por qué es importante seguir.
Vergara Perez win is in tandem with the 20th anniversary of the Palermo Protocol, the first international agreement to help stop human trafficking. This is an opportunity for us to renew our commitment to eradicating this heinous crime, said Grandi, according to the release. He warned that protecting children against trafficking and exploitation requires a global collaborative response. Topics: Women and girls human